Hey, welcome back, guys. So today we're gonna finish up the RDC project. So we finished with the decoder install. I am gonna show you guys on how to make a local image and to add it onto to your ECoS, so that way you have a picture of the RDC, so you can look at it and it's easier to tell. So what you want to do is first take a picture of the RDC. This is it here. Try to have a white background, it always works out. We're going to end up cropping this and we're going to have to make it smaller. So okay, so what I use is for the pictures is Pixlr. With Mac there's an app, so it's the Pixlr app. Let's open that up, launch it. It's going to ask from your computer, yes. It's going to be on my desktop, which is this one right here. Yes, sir. Open that up. And, okay, so first let's crop it. Let's take out everything that we don't need. So let's go to fast, crop. Let's try to get close to the wheels as possible. Give some room. For some reason, when I take my pictures, I always seem to not have it square. It's always like off a little bit. So I'm gonna give some room to the front and back only because I'm gonna end up rotating the train so it's straight. Okay, we're gonna hit apply. Then we're gonna go back to fast. We're gonna go to straighten. And whoa, that looks good. That fills in the picture nice. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna hit apply. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to resize the image because this is way too big. So let's go back to fast, go to resize. Okay, down over here you're gonna see a little lock. It says lock aspect ratio. Let's unlock that because we don't want it to be locked. So width, okay, so the ratio, or not the ratio, the dimension is going to be 190 by 40. So let's type in 190 by width, and for height, it's going to be 40. Here, you know what? I'm going to show you what happens when it's locked. Okay, so let's put in 190 and see how it comes up to 34. See, it's not going to work because it needs to be 190 by 34, and the way to type it, oh, sorry, 190 by 40, and the way to type in 40 for the height is we're going to have to unlock that. So once we unlock it, then we can type in 40. Now we're good. Once we hit apply, it's going to shrink right there. And let's go 800 times. It looks really bad right now, but don't worry about it. It's not going to be as bad as what you think. Okay, so we're going to save. So file, save as. Let's type in RDC-2. Now here's another thing down here where it says file type. It cannot be JPEG because the ECoS, it's too big. It's too big of a file for the ECoS to take. So what the ECoS takes is bitmap. So we're going to select bitmap and save. I already have this image here. I'm going to replace it. And okay, there it's done. So let's minimize this one and let's check it out. Where is it? Documents. Nope. Downloads. Here it is. So, like I was saying, it's not as fuzzy as what you thought it would be. So, it's right there. All right. So next step is we're going to open up our browser. Type in your ECoS IP address. I already have mine saved here on my Mac. Then we're going to go to local images. Go to user defined images. This is going to bring up your list of images of trains. So I'm already here at 20, it's 20, 23. So if you want to go ahead, you can actually delete and replace these ones by hitting the X, or to upload, you would click this one right here. So this is what we're going to do. Type description, RDC-2, it's diesel, choose your file, right there, RDC-2, bitmap size, choose, and submit. Now this is one way of doing it. The other way, what we can do is go to the ECoS website. So go here to downloads, go here to local icon bazaar. Yeah, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that. You can manually try to find it. As you can see, as of now, it's like almost at 10,000 images, which is like absolutely a lot. The other way you can do it is RDC, RDC search. I already uploaded a picture on here, so that's the one I did. Or you just type in whatever, you know. That's the other way, and then download it. And then from downloading, you do the same procedure as to here. You go local images and so forth. Okay, so once we download it onto the ECoS, the next thing that we have to do is we have to restart the ECoS. So give me a second here so I can restart my ECoS. Hope you guys don't mind looking at my digital fish. So just give me a second here. Okay, so I'm rebooting the ECoS right now. So once that's booting up, I'm gonna the VNC viewer. Like I had to get another laptop or another MacBook. Some issues happened. This is the new VNC viewer. I don't know. Maybe I didn't find the right one, but so this window has to open to the next one too. So after it asks me, you know, is this the one? So, okay, so it's loaded up, and let's open it. Edit local. Okay, so let's open up the ECoS, and here we go. So we already have the RDC-2, and let's do some editing. So first thing we're going to want to do is go to user-defined images, click on here, and just go through your roster of pictures, and there it is. So once that's selected, we click the check mark, and now we have our RDC-2 picture or image on the ECoS. So next thing that we're going to want to do is let's where is it? No, that's the wrong one. Let's no, I think it's 2. Program, no. Maybe 1. I think it was 1. Okay, so once we've selected that, what we are going to do is okay, so the next thing that we're going to go do here is go to advance, and we're going to get the ECoS to read a decoder. Once doing that, it'll pick up all the CVs, and yeah, it just reads it. So let's turn it on. Okay, so make sure that the ECoS is turned on. 2, this is checked for program on the main, POM. I'm not hooked up with that. My program track is program track, so we click on that. I can't believe I just did a newbie. I was like, why isn't it working? It's because I had to turn it on. I'm not on the emergency stop. And anyway, okay, so we're on. Okay, let's start reading it. So it's going to take a minute for it to read. It's going to be some light flashes and it's going to be jerking and moving around a little bit. So let it do its thing, read it. So far it's Digitrax, generic NMRA, number of CVs, 35, which is a good thing so far. And it's still reading. So I'll show you this. I will show you in a second. I will show you in a second why I do this. Why I get the ECoS to read all of the new decoders. It's beneficial to you. So, all right. So once that's started, decoder read successful. Okay. Once that's done, it'll say decoder read successful. Now the reason why I do this is as we're going through here, you'll see a lot of things. Okay, so if you don't read it, then you wouldn't be able to do acceleration time, braking time, minimum speed, maximum speed. So this gives the acceleration time would give it like that momentum from prototypical acceleration look. It won't just be like all of a sudden, bang, Mach 1. It'll take its time to go up. Same thing with braking. It'll have like that momentum braking, so as if it was hauling heavy load. So the more time you put, then the more. Sorry guys, I have to plug in my computer, it's dying. So just give me a second here. Okay, so in this here, the settings called drive setting. If you did not read the decoder, then this won't show up. So because we read it, we're able to do this. Now what this essentially does is, when you crank up the throttle on a new Loco and she starts like flying bat out of hell because of none of the settings are prototypical, or not even like, just none of the settings are set up. So what this does is the acceleration time, it determines you determine how long it takes the locomotive to go from 0 to the acceleration time, to the throttle, to the speed, to the speed that you set the throttle at, right? So it'll take whatever 5 seconds to go from 0 to half. Let's say you set the throttle at half point, right? And you do like, say this, 66 seconds or 25 seconds. It'll take 25 seconds for it to accelerate up to halfway point, which is pretty long. I'm gonna keep that at 0. So that'll mimic like as if it was trying to pull a hard or heavy load. Which is pretty cool. Then the same thing with braking. It's like that momentum factor. If you're hauling a heavy load or a really long load, then you would put 26 seconds. That's how long it'll take from the speed that you're going to 0. So that's what's really cool here. And after, same thing with minimum speed and the maximum speed. So that's what's really awesome about that. Then coming down here, motor settings. Unfortunately, I don't have any access to this. Some decoders will have that you'll have access to it. Obviously, any of the lock sound decoders you have. Then same thing over here. From what I remember, yeah. So this is how it's done. And I know I touched a little bit about this on the RDC when I was setting it up. But what I really wanted to show you guys was, I didn't need to show you guys. So now that we can see that the RDC image is on our ECoS, now that we can see the RDC images on our ECoS, we're golden, we're set. So, oh, look at that. Oh, sorry guys, let me just, none of the functions for the lights are there, properties. So I guess I'm gonna go through this with you guys. Okay, so once you're in there, hit properties. Over here on the top, you'll see enable functions. We need to enable the lights and also the first function as well, because it has interior lighting. So actually, let's change that interior lightings, I guess. Lights in a box, interior lighting. And then this one here, we got an image for a headlight. No. It'll just look like this. Done. Okay, so we hit the check mark, and there we go. So, okay, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, guys, keep on modeling.